Malnutrition, by definition, it's a health problem that is caused by improper or insufficient diet, or we can say lack of proper nutrition. One type of malnutrition can be undernutrition, undernourishing of an organism. The causes are, number one, lack of food. Food, let's say insufficient food. One cause for lack of food can be natural disaster, like volcanic activity or hurricane or tornado or drought, all of them that can cause lack of food in an area. The other one is if that area contains war or have war, less food is available for the citizens. The third is injustice in an area. That should be a law, kind of injustice or malfunctioning society that they don't have food for their citizens, as well as lack of harvest due to, again, natural disaster or war or anything like that, or lack of money. They cannot buy it. Those people cannot buy it. Or the last one is self-inflicted. It can be self-inflicted. That can be bulimia, or bulimia is, by definition, is a behavioral pattern that is a binge eating habit followed by purging through induced vomiting. The other one is anorexia nervosa. This is also an eating disorder characterized by self-starvation, fear of gaining weight. All of them, lack of food, causes hunger, and more than 800 million people in the world must cope with hunger daily. The other cause for undernutrition is repeated infection or metabolic or digestive disorder. So the person is sick, the intestine cannot absorb the food. Signs of undernutrition: the weight of a person is less than one's age. The person is short for one's age. The person is dangerously thin, very thin, for one's age, as well as deficiency of the vitamins. Because of the undernutrition, will have some signs. Vitamin B is missing, 12 is missing, C, A, D, K, E can be missing. The next one is iodine or iron deficiency due to these are the trace elements, as well as the last one is when protein deficiency. It's called the kwashiorkor. Kwashiorkor is really prominent in kids under age 3 when they don't get the proper protein intake for normal organ development. The other part of malnutrition is overnutrition. Overnutrition happens in the United States and as well as in Europe and other industrialized countries. In nations, overnourishment is the biggest concern for nutritional development, nutritional disorder. So the obesity is defined as too high body mass index. Body mass index is a ratio of the weight to height, weight over height. The normal body mass index is between 18.5 to 24. If it's higher than 24, it's overweighted or obese, the person. Obesity can give rise and will give rise to many different diseases. One of them is the cardiovascular system disease, the heart disease, and the vessels, disease of the vessels. The other one is diabetes mellitus DM2 when the person has insulin, the hormone, but still it has high blood sugar, the DM2. The third one is colon cancer, so the cancer in the large intestine. The science studies how to treat the overnutrition because it's really important to tackle that too. Dozens of genes are responsible for controlling the appetite and the weight. Now, one of them, what science came up and were able to just find out that the yellow one, the fat cells in the fat tissue or the adipose tissue, they produce a hormone. It's called the leptin. It's a protein. And it signals back and suppresses the appetite center in the brain, so the person would not want to eat more. So this is a great example for cell communication when the protein is really signaling back to an area. The last one is the evolution. Some of the current struggles with obesity may be consequences of our evolutionary history. Like, although fat built up can be a health issue today, it may actually have been an advantage in our evolutionary history. Fat hoarding organisms had great advantage over to survive in famine time. So it's really, really interesting and how these people were able to survive a famine time, who were able to store fat more effectively.